The Ravens Flock presents Theblackfiles, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world, whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, a couple of hairs past 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and you have been granted access to the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. Welcome to this week's brand new episode of Theblackfiles.
All right. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, folks, one and all, to Theblackfiles, the uncensored podcast of the Ravens Flock. I'm your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the dude who helps keep these magical boxes of metal, silicone, plastic, and lightning somehow that all transfer tiny, tiny bits of zeros and ones in very, very fast formatting and very, very fast sequences to show you these mugs. This one right here. And these down here, but mostly mine, at least for tonight. Welcome, folks. And tonight, of course, I'm joined by our usual suspects. Let's first off say hello to, well, not this guy, not yet. You're next to say, don't worry. Let's say hello to the living id of the Ravens Flock, the man with a million opinions and zero apologies. The host of Los Amigos play, the charismatic, irreplaceable, often imitated, never duplicated, Mr. Angel Mendez!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you kindly for taking the time to join us today. It is, as usual, it's a pleasure to choke on my own spit and welcome you to this wonderful episode of the blackest of files. A file so black that it can even use the N-word, but we won't because we're classy like that.
Exactly. It's a file that is so black that it's been granted honorary lifetime N-word privileges. But just like Marshall Mathers, who also has those privileges, it will not use them because it knows better. And
every other YouTube channel gets a plague. We get the N-word.
No, I wish. Well, I know like you kind of get it sometimes, Angel, but that's like squiffy, not on our channel because none of us are black. But that's not important. What's important is you're here with us, and we appreciate you joining us tonight, Angel. And let's not forget, folks, the man with a plan, the guy who started it all, the founder and head of the Ravens Flock, executive producer, content manager, the big bald bastard himself, the host of Wrestle Rewind and our flagship show. Let's say a big hearty hello to Mr. Jose Casar!
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing on Wednesday night, May the 10th? I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I really don't have anything else to add.
Jose's been through it, folks. It's okay. He's got some personal crap that he's been dealing with. He'll be all right.
He's going through it for real. He's
been going through it for
Angel,
real.
You've been saying that a lot, man.
It fits.
That's because it's true. That's because it's true, Jose. You have. For real.
Just please don't say it a lot, man. It dilutes it.
Fine. Indubitably, my dearest fellow has been enduring some shit.
There you go. And in case of you folks I've been watching, are the first-time viewers of the Theblackfiles, here on this program, we hone in on only one news story in the world of geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. On our main program, The Ravens Flock, we usually cover a myriad of different topics, but here we just focus in on one, and it's usually a peek into the dark side of nerd and geek culture and pop culture. Because that's usually where the business, where the true nature, unfortunately, of the people involved in it is revealed and exposed, and we pry it open for you folks to be able to view, scrutinize, and bring your opinions to. And hopefully join us. Before I continue, Jose, do us a favor and go ahead and get the usual housekeeping done.
Yep. So much like all our other shows on this channel, we are simulcasting on youtube.com/The Ravens Flock and twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock online. hit the subscribe or the follow button on the bottom right corner of your screen. Click the bell to enable notifications on all of our media content. Leave your questions and comments below, and we will answer as many as we can while we're live. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens flock, then you can become an inner flocker. For $4.99 a month, you will have exclusive access to many, many amazing perks that comes with being a member. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got on our YouTube chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off your lovely membership badges and custom emojis that we've made just for you. It goes and shows off to the rest of the world that, hey, you really like us. So much so that you decided to spend $4.99 a month on us in a non-committed subscription to help us continue our fine work here. You'll also get access to Members First and Members Only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you also get access to us, the Ravens Flock, your favorite motley crew of nerds here to make your voice our mission by providing us your input, your feedback, your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas on what you think that we should be covering on this channel, what we should be covering as the Ravens Flock, and helping us shape the future of this channel in order to better serve you. And want us to go ahead and say hello to the fine folks in our YouTube chat tonight. We've got Nikki Bella and our mod squad holding it down. Thank you so much. We also have Jen Pearson, Planet Q's Queen. D Nice is in the chat as well. Tiffany Washington, our favorite contrarian Boonda. It's 10 p.m. Who's drinking anything cold? I'll tell you who. Classy people, that's who. You also get, let's see. I said Planet Q's Queen. Yep. Gene Rick also holding it down for our mod squad. Hey, Gene Rick, thank you so much for joining us. And Lisa Boo is in the chat as well. All right. You folks have been incredible. Almost every single one of you is inner flockers, and we're so thankful that you are. It really does mean a lot. We've been at this for a very long time, and we're thankful for folks who, for all you fine folks who join us every single week on our programs, whether we're doing the Ravens Flock, the Theblackfiles, Los Amigos Play, or Wrestle Rewind. You're here with us every step of the way, and it does mean a lot, and it does go a long way, and we're thankful for each and every one of you folks. I don't know how we can show it other than just, continuing on with the show, because truthfully at this point we're trying to figure out this untangleable, this undetangleable tangled web of crap that we're witnessing. Last week on May 2nd, the Writers Guild of America, one of the largest creative arts unions in the United States, has officially gone on strike throughout Hollywood and Broadway. And it's affecting all sorts of American programming, film productions, TV shows, even web-based content like stuff you might find on YouTube. Yes, there are people who are writers for YouTube channels. I don't know how. It must clearly have something to do with money.
Patiently?
Huh?
Patiently, I presume?
Jeez. How? No, seriously. Why? I don't know anyone who would actually be able to get a writing gig working on a YouTube channel and be...
Well, if the channel is famous enough, I mean, let's not lie to ourselves. The nostalgia critic does not get all the material from himself.
Actually, he does.
Well, shit, never mind. Props to him, I guess. But point in case is, some channels, it's kind of like hiring an editor, but for, your words.
I suppose. I suppose you make a point there, but at the same time, it really doesn't make a whole lick of sense. I'm over here trying to figure out exactly what in the world is going on. How and why did the Writers Guild of America go on strike? Well, that's what we're going to find out over tonight. So, I know there's a lot of folks who have no clue what's going on, or they're not plugged into this kind of stuff, or they're just not that interested. But, well, let me put it this way. Your favorite TV shows, movies, like Broadway or stage productions, the short films, whatever, if it is a pre-written program of some kind, any kind, you better bet your ass there's somebody writing the material. I'm pretty sure that even on the most famous show about nothing, Seinfeld, I'm pretty sure they had writers for that sitcom, because they weren't just rambling nonsense just to ramble nonsense. They could have gotten away with that. And what's his face? Not Larry Bird. What's the guy's name? Larry David. There we go. From Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was one of the writers and executive producers of Seinfeld. I'm pretty sure him and Jerry Seinfeld didn't just spitball their ideas for the shows in a room by themselves in the mid-90s. They had writers. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into a deep dive, because as far as this goes, it's going to affect everyone in terms of film productions. It's already affecting a bunch of productions right now. So let's go ahead and go to clearly the most reliable and not at all subjective and clearly editable sources we can find. There's already a Wikipedia page on this.
Damn, that was quick. Well, to be fair though, these does have precedence. A few years ago, I believe somewhere between the time of 2013 or so. When was that? When was the first strike? Because this is not the first time it happened.
No, it was not the first time it happened. Shoot.
I'll be the first to admit,
though,
the only thing I remember the only thing I remember from the previous writer's strike is that it gave us Dr. Evil's sing-along blog.
You mean Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog?
Yeah. And I'm like, that was pretty good. We should have another strike so we can get more stuff like this. I was kidding.
Holy crap. That would actually be hilarious. Think about it. It's Neil Patrick Harris, Nathan Fillion, Felicia Day, all doing a big like small scale, like mini theater style freaking production between themselves with Joss Whedon. Oh wait. Joss Whedon.
Well, we'll have to get another director, but I'm sure we can find a good one somewhere. That being said, we're going to have to make a change because social media has changed. So it'd be something like Dr. Horrible's sing-along Discord chat? How do we work this out?
Kind of. Actually, that might actually work because you can do video chats on Discord chat. You can screen record Discord chats. You can probably...
Dr. Horrible's sing-along Discord does rhyme a little bit. We'll workshop it.
Yeah, we'll workshop it around. Good grief. All right, let me go ahead and pull this up over here. Okay, so yeah, this is gone in one of the most crazy tangents around here. So yeah, they even already have photos and plenty of articles, plenty of stories, because this is newsworthy stuff. And folks, if you sympathize/empathize for people who, want to be able to make a living wage and want to be able to, not be shafted by their work, then maybe this story will resonate with you. However, if we have one of those incredible multi-billionaire viewers here on the Ravens Flock, we've got about 1,400 subscribers. I'm sure one of them must be a multi-billionaire somewhere. Hi, subscribe to the Ravens Flock. Forever.
No, we need money. We are not writers, but we provide you entertainment all the same. In fact, we don't even protest about it.
Exactly. It's easy. Hand the Ravens Flock $1 billion, and you will never have to worry about us having any lack of funds, or lack of quality, or lack of entertainment for the rest of your life. Go on.
Give us $1 million to keep talking. Give us $5 million to make us stop.
Yes, $5 million. $5 million and we'll retire right now.
No, maybe you could retire, but we'll keep on going. We got commitments to maintain, eh?
The geek community does not end just because we do.
Exactly.
It ends when we decide it does.
Oh my lord, that'd be hysterical. Why are we
We retire. Every single call in Florida somehow just ceases to work.
Let me take a look over here. The chat was actually saying, Jen Pearson is saying, in the 80s during the writer's strike then, the show Moonlightings danced to Wooly Bully the last 5 minutes of the show. D-Nice is saying, yeah, I live an hour away from Hollywood. My guess is that writers try to please everyone by being woke, but they get hate for it because it's distractingly woke. You're right. You can.
That does happen sometimes.
Like you can't. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing. Let me give you a little secret. I have. Everyone knows that I like to cook. That I'm okay in the kitchen. I do have my own little seasoning blend of different herbs and spices that I've blended together into my own monstrosity of deliciousness. Wherever I can, I apply it. But if I use too much of it at any one given time, people are going to hate it, right?
Yeah. Balance in all things.
Exactly. Even though it was literally slapdash, here's a bit of that, 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 whatever. Then yes, in my little blend, I even have about 2 teaspoons or rather, actually not 2 teaspoons, more like 1 tablespoon of MSG. It's not good for you in large doses, but considering that I have a whole freaking pillar of blended seasonings, including like freaking like Italian seasonings that usually they come coarse and everything, I ground that stuff into powder with a pestle and mortar in order to make it blend. That's how I keep it fresh and tasty there. But if I have too much of any one thing, it'll all taste like too much paprika or too much freaking adobo or too much MSG. It's gonna kill it.
Fun fact, I actually made that mistake once. The first time I tried to cook fish in my smoker, I accidentally added, without meaning to, because I was trying to add 2 different spices, Old Bay and a combination of truffle, black cheese, and garlic, for extra, savoriness. Unfortunately, I was not paying attention to what I was doing, and I added a ludicrous quantity of Old Bay to the fish. I do not need to tell you what happened when I took the first bite.
You nearly died because of the exacerbated, disgusting amount of Old Bay in your mouth. It felt like you were biting into Nova Scotia.
I was biting into an actual Old Bay, trees and all.
God, that's terrifying.
Ew.
Yeah, it was not pleasant throwing away all that good fish.
It's sad.
But
and you couldn't scrape
learned.
it away either, could you? You couldn't scrape away the seasoning.
No, the fish was already cooked. Like, the ultra spice was absorbed into the power of the power of the power of the power of the power.
God almighty.
So yeah, no, perfectly good tilapia tragic. Going to waste that day.
That is tragic, man. I feel terrible. I feel terrible.
But it was a lesson to learn.
You need
now, for what
go ahead.
For what I understand, the writer's strike currently is asking what, so far, the general public considers to be fairly understandable and reasonable demands. And there has been a very open wave of support for them, right down to even the well-known and somewhat controversial comic figure Seth Rogen actually standing up to march with them and promote their cause. And even the also controversial and oft-disliked YouTube figure Hassan Piker went all the way there just to buy them pizza. And then he got completely bullied by that kid that showed up in the Game Awards.
Wait, what?
I'm not kidding. This actually happened.
Do me a favor. Find me the article of that, Angel, and send it to me over here in our private chat, because I need to see that. That is ridiculous.
It wasn't an article. It was a video, and I swear to God, that kid has magic powers, because somehow he keeps showing. Apparently, he just makes an habit of showing up and messing with famous people.
That's the kid who did the. Oh, and I want to say hello to my very good Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. That kid.
Apparently, he's made an habit of going to famous locations where lots of important people showed up, dropping something controversial and leaving. That's how he gets his kicks.
Good
this
grief!
Is the most
how the hell
harmless form of trolling. He has, I don't know, gumption, I guess. Give me a second.
Let me see here. Planet Q's Queen is saying, who wants to take bets that Big Brother is going to start early this summer? Lol. God dang it. And what's his face? They were also saying here, Planet Q's Queen was also saying, when you guys go to Japan, don't let Angel wake Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra, LOL. See, here's the thing.
Hey.
Godzilla can only be woken in Japan. Rodan apparently is woken from the volcanoes up somewhere in Mexico. And Mothra, she is somewhere in beautiful waterfalls in where? Brazil?
Yes. Well, she is currently being reborn. She came down with a severe case of explosions.
Yeah,
but she'll be fine.
But her baby daddy Godzilla carried her spirit on and threw out awesome resonant shockwaves that resemble Mothra's wings, which was freaking metal.
That was so cool.
Anybody? Get yourself a man that looks at you the way Godzilla looks at Mothra.
Yeah, there it is. Found the video. Hang on a second.
Send it to me, for the love of God. This sounds disgusting.
It's pretty funny because he's not even trying to be inflammatory. He's just asking questions, and that's enough.
Oh my God.
The visceral, hateful reaction that people had against this kid was bizarre. Like, some people were on social media demanding violence against this child.
Good God, it's not the end of the world if a kid does a prank. Come on, people.
Yeah, this is kind of what he does. Like, one of my personal favorites is when apparently that kid got invited to a talk show and he completely mocked the audience that were trying to interview him about his smarts by simply going, "Name 10 books," and the interviewer couldn't say shit.
Damn.
Named 10 books. Wait, no. He told the interviewer to name 10 books.
They were saying something about, like, being able to, like, whether he knew how to read or not. They were trying to insult his intelligence, and he looked at them seriously and goes, "Name 10 books." The solid 5 seconds of silence that followed were some of the most... I laughed harder than I should have.
Catcher in the Rye, To Kill a Mockingjay, 1984. To Kill a Mockingbird, 1984. The Hunger Games, freaking Mockingjay catching fire. Let's see, The Great Gatsby. Let's see here, A Christmas Carol, Moby Dick. Let's see here, Star Wars Darth Maul Lockdown. Let's see here, Allegiant, Insurgent, The Lord of the Rings. Let me see, what else? Wait, how many was that?
That was 10. You did it.
Oh,
congratulations.
Shit. It's not that
There
hard,
you go.
people. Oh my God, there he was.
And while I was doing that, I took a look at the demands of the writers. Apparently, their main desire is higher compensation for writers across the board. So there's apparently more jobs available now than ever before. 10 years ago, well, it turns out that even before the proliferation of streaming services, the payment for writers has gone down dramatically. They are getting paid way less than they normally used to be. And the pockets are hurting, my man.
This is the kid, and he's holding a freaking sign saying, "We love landlords."
Oh my God.
You know what the joke of that is, right? You know where that's coming from, right?
I actually don't know where that's coming from. Is that from a thing, or is it just oh, hey, landlords aren't so bad after all, even though they can be a-holes, because if they're just slumlording it, then they're scum. But
he's talking shit to Hassan, because Hassan is well known for talking a lot to prop up communist and socialist points, even though he himself is incredibly rich and lives in a gated community in a private mansion. And he's not selling, but he's buying. And has, as a result, a lot of people have taken to online to insult Hassan by essentially saying he's no better than his own landlord, because he talks a lot of shit, but he doesn't really back it up. So he's basically just putting it right on his face and going, "It's okay, bro. They like you."
God almighty.
Hassan is not very well liked online. In fact, he's usually been criticized for both his horrible opinions, his incredible hypocrisy, and his habit of going to streams where he leaves the video running and just leaves for hours.
Oh my Lord, that's kind of lazy, man. At least we try to tag each other in and out if somebody needs to, step away or take a whiz or something. That's why it's a team effort here. Also, I forgot to say Planet Q's Queen celebrating that they've been an inner flocker for 5 months. Thank you so much, Planet Q's Queen.
Congrats.
Almost half a year.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I can, because I believe in our beloved followers.
So do I, and so does Zay. We all believe in you guys. Thank you for believing us. Thank you so much. Says, thank you guys for all the fun you give us. Thank you for joining in on the fun. Bunda doesn't like Hassan Piker. No surprise there. Hassan Piker.
I agree 100%. The guy's kind of a tool.
Jank's nephew. Yeah, because what? Hassan Piker, is he part of, or is he not part of the Young Turks anymore? Which is super, left-wing online news.
It's strange.
I don't remember if he's still part of that. I know that he was there for a while. Anyway, let me see. Mothra dropped 2 eggs though. Her babies live. Yay, yes, D-nice. Rodan lives in Mount Fuji, I thought. LOL.
Oh, not in this continuity. In this one, he lives in one of the volcanoes of Mexico. He went back to it and became like a tourist attraction, which was the weird spot, because you notice how close the people were to him? He's just chill now.
He's just chilling. He's just, he's literally just sitting there steaming in anger, like, this is the last time I backed the wrong horse, freaking Ghidorah, freaking jerk. He's gonna give me all of South America, but no, I can't do that. Man, screw you, and screw you, Godzilla. I'm gonna get you back one day.
I'm going back to my hood. I'm going back to my piet. I'm going back to my
Voy regresando a mi barrio, ese vato loco. Pendejo. Ese huevado pendejo, Godzilla.
Do you think that they charge extra if you want to pet the giant lava pterodactyl, man? They were right there. They were 2 feet away from him, which also indicates that he can control his own temperature as not to burn people, which means that he's making an effort to cohabitate with humans. Because, well, we keep the volcano clean, it feeds in thermodynamic energy, and he doesn't need to start shit with anybody. So you can imagine going to Mexico on a vacation and they tell you, yeah, if you pay like this many dollars, they'll give you a tour to his volcano. And if you put out a little extra, you can pet his burning scales.
Oh, my Lord.
Bro, I'd pay for that.
Yeah, you know what? I would pay, but they would be charging out the ass. I mean, like, come on. And you better believe that that's where Monarch, the big organization that's you know, like monitoring all the kaijus, all the titans, whatever, that they're strapped for cash. I mean, they got no governments backing them up. Look at this. We're over here building mythos for the Monsterverse.
Lore.
We're building mythos for the Monsterverse of Godzilla, of King Kong.
And not even focusing once on the writers.
Free! And these jackasses at Universal, you better believe they're going to be quibbing this freaking live stream so that they can, okay, so there's this thing, whatever. No.
He refuses to accept it, and I don't blame you. Now, as Joe said, we are getting a little ahead of ourselves, so let me get back on topic real quick. Yes. According to the report by the good boys at AP News, 10 years ago, 33% of the TV writers were paid the minimum rate. Now, according to WGA, 49% are. According to inflation, writer pay has declined by 14% in the last 5 years. The median weekly writer-producer pay is down by 23% over the last decade with inflation factored in. The writers claim that many of their members can't even make a living wage. They are also seeking increases for their pension plan and health fund.
Would you mind sending me this article that way we could share this information with the folks?
Here you go, my friend. I stumbled upon this. I figured I might as well come here a little prepared. Because, yeah, even whether you agree or disagree with the writers, these are people trying to make a goddamn living, and their living is to write. Now, whether you disagree with the quality of the writing, okay, fine, TV has been somewhat divisive lately, but still, people gotta work and people gotta eat. Another thing that they are requiring specifically is more residuals, because for more than half a century, residuals are pretty much the only way you get paid. They are the bonus, and they're basically proof that your work is well-timed worth. But unfortunately, streaming has, for lack of a better term, throttled their work. Turns out that streamers tend to cut a lot of costs.
Like, and we're talking Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Peacock, Apple TV, all of these streaming services, not cable, not TV, not movie studios, but mainly streaming services. Sorry, go on.
Yep. And turns out that one of the ways that they do so is to straight up remove the show from their catalog. This happened actually a few years ago. A comedy known as The Gordita Chronicles by Riva, Diana Maria Riva. She's the writer and main star. Her show was canceled, and recently she found out that it would be completely removed from the HBO streaming services. Among other shows, Westworld, The Time Traveler's Wife, Minx, Mrs. Fletcher, and a bunch of animated series. That means that over 10 episode series, the critically lauded series followed by a fat girl named Cuckoo, as she basically tries to adapt to living in 1980s Miami. It's basically a migrant comedy, you know, the ones that we used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
And
like Betty La Fea, like Ugly Betty kind of thing.
Exactly.
Kind of, yeah.
So, turns out that erasing an original show from your library gives the streamers a tax write-down, and to a lesser extent, it saves on residual payments, which means that not only are you shortchanging everybody, so you don't pay more, the tax system gives you an incentive to eliminate those shows from existence because it saves you money in the future. It's filthy. It's disgusting.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty bad. And this has been happening for a while, and after a few years, now it's beginning to hit. Writers used to be well compensated anytime the work went into syndication or it got sold overseas, because reruns means big paychecks. But now, especially now with the current model, a series or a film will land on a streaming service and it will go nowhere else. It's like the exclusive program with consoles. The streaming service don't like to share viewership data with filmmakers and writers, which means that the writers also don't know how good their job, like their work is being. Like, if something lands on Netflix, I like to know if my work is being watched by people. Okay, maybe it isn't, but I want to know if it is. But they don't tell you, which means that to replace the back-end residuals, which have become very unreliable, the WGA is now requesting more upfront fees, which makes sense. Like, they're taking away a chunk of your pay formula, and they refuse to tell you how the money is calculated. You know when you go to your job's website, and you can see your pay stub, and you see exactly how they pay you?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah, you don't get that with union work, with the sort of like gigged work like you have with writing for any TV or film production.
Yeah, imagine if the biggest part of your paycheck is just a black square that says redacted and the number has been replaced by a question mark. That's what you get.
I'm going to slap things, and I'm not even a card-carrying guild member. Good God. Okay. So
yeah, the writers are in some deep crap right now, unfortunately.
Just to point this stuff out, we're putting our foot down on this kind of thing right now. We know that there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to, should you unionize this field of work, or should you, or should there be negotiating between bosses and employees, like there. But like, I'm pretty sure we can all agree if your field of work has gotten so like manipulative and so what do you call it? Exploitative to the point where unionizing is the only sensible choice you have left without going to violence and shit. I mean, it kind of speaks to how big of an a-hole in terms of a business person you are. Yeah, people are looking for the quick bucks, they're looking for the bigger, better deal. But let's not forget, you're not the only person. If you're like the head of a studio, or if you're a producer, or if you're someone on like the upper managements of a TV or film or a stage play production, you're not the only person who needs to eat. You got other people who need it too. So you need them, and in order to produce your work, they need you to pay them and be able to survive. It's not unreasonable to say, hey, we're going to need to come to terms. Everyone does this in one form or another when we're looking for work, right? If we're
makes perfect sense.
Jose, let me ask you.
Right.
Let's say you are working at a job where you're making $20 an hour, right?
Yeah. Okay, 20 an hour. Go on.
Okay, now they'll tell you, okay, we are going to offer you a raise, and we're going to bump that all the way up to $25 an hour.
Great.
However, you must now work all weekends, and all of your vacation days are going to be cut in half, and you're going to have to work at least 5 federal holidays a year.
Oh, and don't forget, your commission is now completely random. No, we will not tell you how we calculate it. In fact, we might just remove it completely. Also, at some point, they might just remove half of your chair. Not even the whole thing, just half of the chair is gone.
Guess which half? He'll be delightfully surprised. I'll tell you which half. It'll be the half that has the seat on it, and all you have is the hydraulic stool part of the chair. You have to sit with a hydraulic stool up your bum.
No. Next thing you're going to tell me is that I don't have any health insurance.
Oh no, you do, but it's only going to cover prescriptions.
Oh,
now
that's right, baby. You get the PDP and nothing else.
Now, what the employer would say. They would argue, "Oh, but all this stuff that you're going through, you're being compensated handsomely for. You're getting a 25% pay increase, and that is more than fair." You could argue back, no. I need to have a life outside of you fuckers. I need to be able to take my holidays. I need to be able to.
But we're your life now. You're part of our family.
We're part of our family. Exactly. Yeah. No, you're part of our family now. As we maul you like a gazelle being eaten by a freaking cheetah or something.
It is unfortunately that bad. They essentially gave them a basic paycheck, but they proceeded to screw them over out of everything else.
Now,
so for once, the writers are they are genuinely in the right here. These are some very understandable demands.
Now, this is where there's a lot of folks who've been trying to hem and haw and split hairs about all this. They're trying to. There's folks on here, and yeah, I called them out last week. Clownfish TV was even saying like, "Oh, these guys have strike teams, like actual gangs of strikers who are infiltrating and attacking productions." I'm like,
what?
What? No.
Listen, some writers out there are completely incompetent, but I like to think that the majority of writers don't go to work hoping to do a shit job.
No, they don't. More to the point, the way that was being produced, like, oh, well, this is really nasty tactics, and they shouldn't be playing these kind of games. And like, okay, read the article. They read the article. You know what they've done? What? In the city of New York, an actual picket line of protesters must have a minimum of 2 people. Guess how many folks would show up at these productions?
How many?
2 people. That's it.
What?
No. They're meeting only the bare minimum requirement because they know that they need to actually pressure bigger studios. And for some reason, the guys over at Clownfish TV are spinning that as some sort of like, oh, that's a dirty tactic. That's so like weird and so wrong. Like,
I don't know. That seems fairly reasonable. You
yeah,
need
no,
to people,
they're not,
you get to people.
They're not.
It's not like that resorting to violence and burning down the building or whatever.
No, exactly. It's like, come on, guys. Like, that's not the controversy tree you want to sniff. This isn't a Kathleen Kennedy Last Jedi like the $1 billion algorithm thread that you're gonna pull. It's not gonna give you the traction that you're looking for. Sorry, Clownfish TV.
This seems like a fairly understandable reason to complain, because it's their livelihood, and let's be honest, the very studios that they're protesting again are responsible for some very, very, very shitty practices that put everything in this particular position in the first place. More importantly, now that you mentioned 2 people, thank you for reminding me of that, because that segues into their next request. They need staffing requirements. The union wants TV shows to staff a certain number of writers for a period of time. An issue is that the rising practice of, quote, mini rooms, where only a handful of writers are working on one series. Such rooms are often employed during development, before the show is greenlit, which means that they can be working on a series that doesn't get picked up for as much as a year after they work on it, or not at all. As a result, the process has been used to circumvent some of the protections WGA members had from being overworked and understaffed. The use of mini rooms accelerated during the pandemic, with writers often meeting by Zoom, still a commonplace practice. Which means the companies were trying to do the same thing the WWE is doing to its workers. They are trying to treat them like indentured servants.
Yeah, go freaking figure.
Independent contractors.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Angel.
Independent contractors.
No, independent contractors. Oh, that reminds me here, Angel. Did you know that the WWE and almost all of professional wrestling nearly had unionization back in the 80s?
What?
Oh, yeah. One of the wrestlers that worked in WWE, specifically now former governor of Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura, was actually gathering with other professional wrestlers in order to try to unionize, because this could have all been nipped in the bud 30 years ago. if you can imagine it. Guess
we could have stopped it, man.
Guess which wrestler tipped off Vince McMahon and snipped it before they could get started?
Let me guess. Hulkamania is snitching wild, brother.
Indeed, brother. Because
you got it right, brother.
You got it right in one, brother. Because you see, Hulkamaniacs, this brother over here cannot live the lifestyle of a Hollywood megastar if I'm paid a basic wage like everyone else, and if everyone's pay is standardized and enforced by union law, brother. He's got to have $1 million backups, brother, and he's got to live like a lifestyle because he's got a lot of alimony to pay. He's got to pay life support for a kid that my idiot teenage child turned into a vegetable, brother. He's got to support the lifestyle of his ex-wife and her sexy jailbait boyfriend now, brother. Brother.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly the same way.
And he can't do that if they're unionized.
The flapping jowls of the most pathetic bulldog in the history of wrestling had to flap and ruin everything for everybody. Just like Metallica ruined everything for everybody after they tried to sue Napster and pretty much effed up the entire streaming process for years.
Nice going there, Metallica. Now it turns out that the freaking drummer of Metallica and the kid who created Napster are friends or some shit. Can you believe that?
That was very metal of you, bro.
That's not very metal of you, Lars Ulrich. Not very metal at all.
Never meet your heroes. They can't rock nearly as hard as you think.
I'm double checking the chat real quick. Planet Q Screen saying, just my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. I think that Hollywood's taking advantage of the writers that work for them. Let's see. They've taken down. Oh, yeah. The first sets of programming that were shut down were late night talk shows and Saturday Night Live. They're paused.
Of course.
They're paused as a result of the writer's strike. Let's see. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, James Corden. Well, James Corden doesn't count anymore because he quit. Rather,
he's no longer working on that. Yes.
Yeah.
He's left.
Seth Meyers. Who counts Seth Meyers anymore? Let's see. The thing is, they also start to come up with original series instead of recycling the same shit all over again. Yeah, I wish.
Ironically, yes, this could actually literally force them to go, oh hell, we need original material. We can't exploit the IPs we own anymore.
Oh hey, how about that? Also, Vicente Guerrero's in the chat. Hey, up there, Vicente Guerrero.
Hello.
Welcome to the Blackfiles. He's usually on Wrestle Rewind, counter programming Bunda in terms of the type of opinions they've got. So they're a perfect commentary team between the two of them. If you put Vicente Guerrero and Bunda in your announcers table, you'll have an exceptional wrestling announcers team right there.
I agree.
Let's see here. Let's see. Planet Q Screen going cough, cough, Disney cough. Yeah, no, Disney's gotten effed up by this. And I'll bring that up in a moment. He's saying, wonder if the strike will force Hollywood to make better movies and shows. Yes, I hope the writers become better too in their time off. I wish. It's not like they're actually like sitting on their asses. Some of the more prominent writers, and yeah, go figure, there's writers in Hollywood and in New York who are considered prominent enough, are like actually out working the picket lines and working the protests there, working the strike. So
they are trying their best. Don't forget, this is not for the sake of argument. They are doing this because their livelihood is being threatened. And yes, just to remind you why it's a good idea to do this, within less than 24 hours of the start of the strike, there were already rumors that the studios might use AI to touch up the scripts.
Yeah, no. It's literally over here that writers just wanted the artificial intelligence stuff only to be used as a tool for them to work on their research and in order for them to help organize their scripts while they're writing it out. But freaking idiots in Hollywood, just like if you give Vince McMahon an inch, he takes a mile. They're like, oh,
Alas.
AI's writing scripts. The future is here. Let's go ahead and put ChatGPT up on this shit.
This is unfortunately something that we have seen several times. A new technology, and I hesitate to call it that, shows up, and the companies immediately start screaming about any way to either make as much money as possible or save as much money as possible. And you bet your ass that if they could find a way to rig the algorithm to make their TV shows for them, every single one of those poor writers would be fired on the spot.
Case in point, one of the picketers there at Universal Studio, he's holding a sign saying Writers Guild on strike. And in the big blank space, AI's not taking your dumb notes.
Yeah, this. Oh god damn it! It's just like the crypto thing again. It's the NFTs. We have no idea how this technology works. Surely nothing will go wrong. Let's use it immediately. Line need to go up right now.
God almighty, that's terrifying. It's like, okay, let me take a look over here, and it's not just the Writers Guild that are in there. It's not just a bunch of anonymous nobodies or folks that just work in like hold up little freaking closets in the studio somewhere where they had to carve out their own ventilation using the drywall saw because they won't let you bring in a fan because there's no plugs in this closet, and they call it, oh, that's your writer's room. It's not just a bunch of anonymous nobodies. A couple of Hollywood actors have joined in solidarity, because here's a fun fact: actors and performers for stage and screen are also unionized. SAG-AFTRA. It's a thing of solidarity, because hey, if we can't have writers, actors aren't going to show up. And if actors aren't showing up, you have no named talent that you can use or bind in with a contract for your production to sell to investors in order for them to throw money your way to make your production.
Don't forget, the greatest of actors in the world will fumble the performance if you don't give them proper scripting and direction. It's a combination of parts. It has to come to... It's a chair. How many legs? The moment you take a single leg of a chair, what happens? Exactly.
Pitch goes down. Let's see.
You can only do so much unless it's like a silent film. No, I take it back. Even a silent film requires somebody to write the script.
Actually, yes, because you have to act it out. Some of the actors that are actually picketing include Rob Lowe. You may remember him, Jose. He's on Parks and Rec. He was in.
Yes.
Let's see here. Wasn't he also in? Let me see here. There was another.
He was in a lot of projects. He was in Wayne's World.
The Outsiders. He was on Wayne's World, St. Elmo's Fire.
He made a cameo in The Interview.
Yeah, he did. Oh god, the freaking thing where he was balding and they had him take the hairpiece off, and it was like gross because it was very baldly bald, and he had like a couple of strands left, which is weird.
He was in Thank You for Smoking.
Yes, he was in Thank You for Smoking. He was in a little sitcom called A New Kind of Family. Let's see, About Last Night, Square Dance. Yeah, and he was also on The West Wing, which is excellent. Let's see here. So, yeah, he's been in a couple things. You also have Alex Borstein. You may or may not know her as the voice of Lois Griffin from Family Guy.
Wow.
She's also portrays Susie Meyerson in the dramedy The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is on Amazon Prime. She also started off on Mad TV for the longest time. She was in Good Night and Good Luck, A Million Ways to Die in the West. So
ooh, nice.
Yeah, so she's a comedic heavy hitter there. Let me see. Wait, Colton Dunn? Oh no, I was thinking Colton Gunn, like the freaking Gun Club, those boys. Let's see here. Susan Sarandon, she's a big name. Let's see here off the top. She has been in, let's see, Rocky Horror Picture Show. She's been in Thelma and Louise, Pretty Baby, The Witches of Eastwick, Little
Speed
Women.
Racer.
What's up, Jose? Speed Racer,
Racer.
Cloud Atlas, Enchanted, James and the Giant Peach, A Bad Mom's Christmas, The Lovely Bones. Yeah, no, she's been in a bunch of great movies here. So that's those are just a couple of the names. Also, Jason Sudeikis. Let me see here. Oh, Alex Winter. Guess who he is, Jose?
Tell us.
That's Bill from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
He was also in The Lost Boys.
Oh,
Hey.
Yep.
So we got some big names jumping in here,
Yep,
trying to show the support to the boys that make them famous.
Exactly. So we have a few, and there's also a couple of other actors who have expressed their support for the strike, including Drew Barrymore, Jennifer Coolidge, Stephen Colbert. His show got shut down. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I can wait. You guys deserve money.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he's loaded. He can wait. But
yeah, he really can, and he's very much loaded. Wow, Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers. Wow, did all of them? Hold on. Wait. I don't see Jimmy Kimmel. Uh-oh. Kimmel don't support the unions. Neener. It's like everybody except Jimmy Kimmel on there. Let me see. Who else? There's Mark Hamill, of course. Master Luke Skywalker. Scarlett Johansson. Elizabeth Olsen. We've got Black Widow and Scarlet Witch supporting. Let's see here.
I mean, it makes sense. She also got screwed over by streaming services. Remember what happened to her work?
Yeah, no.
Yes.
She, of all people, would know exactly what it's like to deal with that frustration. Even if she has, like, infinite money to swim in right now.
Right? Like, she's got...
So go on with the list, Juancho.
Yeah, no, you're right about that, Angel. We've got Bob Odenkirk, who played Saul Goodman on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. We also have comedian John Mulaney, best known as Spider Pig to us.
Wow.
Pedro Pascal, the Mandalorian himself. Let's see, Anson Mount, Captain Christopher Pike on Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Cool. And let's see here. John DiMaggio. Yep, that John DiMaggio.
He would be there.
And
he would tell them to kiss his shiny metal ass.
Not kiss it, to bite it. Bite
my shiny metal ass.
John Leguizamo, who's, I mean, yeah. Okay, John Leguizamo, he needs to chill a little bit. Lay off the sauce and lay off the Twitter, but yes. Leah Remini. Leah Remini from King of Queens. And Snoop Dogg. I forgot that he's also an actor.
Oh, snap! Snoopy Dio double jizzle.
Listen, he didn't write the lyrics to all his songs. Somebody had to write at least half of his album. He knows that shit put him on the map. He understands.
Talk about it just in acting. No, he wrote a lot of the lyrics on his music himself. Talk about his acting.
He understands.
No, actually, no, you're right.
Are you telling me that the rappers don't act? The musicians have to actually do their own version of acting. Their physical movements in that recording booth are important. Those music videos don't make themselves.
And let's not forget the coolest guy to ever grace the small screen. The only dude on Earth who could ever teach us to chill out, to be cool. Mr. Arthur Fonzarelli himself, Henry Winkler, the Fonz. From Happy Days.
Fonz. No matter how many years pass, his very presence makes everything cool.
Very nice.
It's nice to see him around, though. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, Jesus. For a dude at 77, holy cow, can you believe him? That he's still around, he's still kicking and screaming. He's kicking and screaming for the right reasons. Go freaking figure. How about that?
Hey, man, there's always a good reason to fight for a good cause. Also, now that you mentioned Mark Hamill,
I would have mentioned Mindy Kaling, but she's stupid. Anyway, go on.
Oops. Now that you mentioned Mr. Mark Hamill, I forgot to remind myself that he made a rather fun commercial with the main character from Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Cameron Monaghan, playing Cal Kestis. I saw the commercial.
I did not know that he also played the Joker back in the day.
Yeah, they both played a version of the Joker. What's his face? Mark Hamill in the all animated portrayals, and in the pilot of that one season long series of Birds of Prey that we don't talk about, except I do because I'm that kind of weirdo. And what's his face? Cameron Monaghan played Jeremy/Jerome, the not Joker of Gotham, of the Gotham TV show.
I thought he did a fairly good job with it.
Oh, absolutely, he did.
That is pretty cool. And on the subject of Henry Winkler, I'm fine with his name being attached to anything as long as he's not covered in bees.
God dang it.
I like to think Nicolas Cage made it work.
that stupid little Nikki reference. How could you, Jose? Also, Nikki Bella, one of our mod squad.
Blame Happy Madison Productions.
I do. Every day of Adam Sandler's life, I blame Happy Madison Productions. Also, Nikki Bella showing her love as an inner flocker for 3 months. Thank you so much for your continued support here. Nikki Bella saying, love our Ravens flock with great content. Thank you so much. We wouldn't have this content to talk to without you fine folks. Let's take a look over here. Bunda was saying those celebrities aren't that famous. I've never heard of them. That's because you live under a rock.
Bunda, it's not fair. You are deaf.
You're deaf,
Half of those
and
people do voice acting. Like, there's nothing that can be helped about it. But that's okay. We don't judge.
It's okay. I judge all the time because Bunda's a doof. Neener. Anyway, I know. I'm not. I'm just poking at the beehive.
Funny you mentioned poking beehives.
What?
Because that segues into the next demand from the Writers Guild.
What?
Two things. To begin with, they want a shorter exclusivity deal because many of the rules around TV writing are based on the very outdated model. But what I understand, let me pull out the extra link. Documenting this here. Okay, so most shows used to kick off on the fall, air big episodes in November and February, and then go out with the bang in May. Baby announcements, marriage proposals, sudden deaths. They were some of the many popular plot twists that were used during the spring season finale and hook you up for the fall season. This is something that most people don't notice because TV is just TV until you realize that certain events always happen at a certain time. However, network TV is the only one that follows that model now. Streamers and premium cable competition for the new guard operate differently. Rather than angling for ratings, the companies are releasing new seasons of popular TV shows with an eye to the prime time Emmy Award recognition. Basically, everybody wants to be fresh in the minds of voters. As a result, they capitalize on the bias. For a TV series to be eligible for an Emmy, it must air between June 1st and May the 31st of the following years. 6 episodes of a returning season must air by May 21st to qualify for the series category. The cast and crew then basically start praying for nominations. So the original model is being completely debunked by streaming. And as a result, writers might have to once spend almost a year working on a 22 to 25 TV show. Now, the average season is way shorter, some of them having as little as 8 episodes. Not only does that diminish your writer per episode pay, it limits you from working on other shows if you are tied to a longer term exclusivity. So imagine being paid less and being forced to work less by default.
It is horse crap, and sadly, that's exactly the kind of nonsense that the folks at the Writers Guild are trying to shoot down. Let me give you one example over here that I think we can understand, just to give you a scale of the amount and the density of work. We're big Star Trek nerds over here as well. We're not just Star Wars fans. We're not just anime fans. We also like ourselves some Trek. Some of us like new Trek. Some of us like classic Trek. Some of us like the next gen era of Trek. But we can all agree that the Star Trek original animated series was a league on its own, which was weird as hell. But that's not the point. The point is, let's give you one example. The last season of Star Trek The Next Generation compared to the last season of Star Trek Picard. Next Generation had 7 seasons, and the last season had 26 episodes. They were every single one of the episodes were approximately 45 minutes each, to give time for like 15 minutes worth of commercial, right? Every one of the, whereas the last season of Star Trek Picard had 10 episodes each, and since you don't have to worry about something silly like commercials, they would seed each episode out with roughly 60 minutes of airtime per episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting slightly longer episodes, you're getting shorter seasons, and as a result, the writers that have to punch all this stuff out, they're getting paid less because there's literally shorter, more condensed storytelling that they're doing. And like you said, they're priming all of this stuff in order to be eligible for Primetime Emmy Award nominations in order to run for the length of time that they do. So it's kind of like, hey, you're literally cutting our pay in half with all these shows. Like, how many episodes of were there in the last season of Stranger Things? Like what, 4 or 5? And they were like
5, I think.
I can actually look it up for you.
Yeah, please do.
Because I saw Stranger Things season 4.
Okay, there were 9 episodes, and
never mind. You did it for me. Forget it.
Yeah, there were 9 episodes, and how many freaking hours upon hours were they long? They were all like mini movies, like 90-minute kind of thing. It was insane. Like it doesn't.
The final episode was about 2 hours long.
Yeah, there we go. Jeez. Okay, so they were 1 hour episodes, and like the last one was like 2 hours long.
That should have been at least 3 episodes they could have paid writers for. But by cramming more information into a single episode, you get to pay them less. Because they're still using the model of, oh, I don't care if you work for 60 minutes in this incredibly complex narrative. It still only counts as one.
Yeah. No, that's actually kind of the way these guys are working it out. Like, oh no, this still only counts as one thing. We don't care if we're cramming like 2 or 3 episodes worth of content in here, and then you're gonna have to fill it out. So it's very odd. Planet Q's Queen is brought up an interesting point. They said, let's see here. Also, Mark Harmon is also supporting the strike. Mark Harmon?
Ooh.
Hold on, I know the name. It's not Dan Harmon, not that one. Mark Harmon. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, from NCIS. Durr, my brain.
Cool.
Excellent, nice. Okay.
You know what makes me sad looking back on it? You guys remember the iconic show Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
Yes.
That show had over 400 episodes. We will never have something like that again. The streaming service doesn't allow it. People are not glued to their TVs anymore. You gotta come out swinging, and your intro has to be the strongest one of them all. Fun little fact. Let me check that real quick. Give me one moment.
Yes, please, because that's breathtaking. Holy crap.
Consider the iconic show. Let's see. Game of Thrones. Very, very popular.
Yeah.
Enormously popular. Very well built. But its main draw, like the point where everybody started talking about it, was on season 3, the 9th episode known as The Reigns of Castamere. This is where the iconic event of the Red Wedding occurred, when the Boltrons betrayed the main house and basically resulted in the death of many people that everybody expected to be main characters. We had 2.5 seasons building up to this, seeing characters fight, kill, and scheme beneath the shadows as the tensions and the politic build up. And this was the big climax. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that when the Reigns of Castamere hit, the show's popularity, which was already explosive, increased to meteoric speed. It became... You notice that it was around that point where nobody could shut up about the show?
Yes, I remember. Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
It was around the 3rd season that it was already very popular, make no mistake. People were talking about it, but it was boiling under the surface. And then on season 3, episode 9, it hit. Characters that everybody thought would be around forever died. Horrible massacre. The entire status quo changed, and the tension increased to ridiculous levels as suddenly the families went, well, shit, now what? Nobody was expecting this betrayal. And that's how it became popular.
And sometimes dragons.
Yes. Treachery and titties and Jason Momoa.
And sometimes dragons.
Imagine if I go to a producer now and I tell him, this is going to be the hottest show in the world. I guarantee you people are going to be talking about it for years, unless I completely fuck up the ending.
Whoopsie.
Oh my God.
But anyway, imagine if I told you, this is going to be an amazing show and I guarantee success. But when I get to season 3, that's when it's really going to hit. The majority of producers nowadays would tell you, no, it has to, like, if Game of Thrones was made today, the Reigns of Castamere will be happening on, like, at the very least, at the end of the 1st season. Because everything is moving so damn fast. There's no time to build up anything.
No, because we're not paying attention to it all. Crap.
It's too fast.
It's all
everybody
too fast.
expects instant gratification, which is ironic considering that the Sonic movie actually took quite a while to build up.
I know. It's a little depressing when you think about it, but that's just going with the trends of us freaking of us friggin' idiot human beings glued to our Black Mirror screens, glued to our phones, glued to our phones, glued to our phones, glued to our phones, glued to our phones.
We got the
yourself. No more. Ironically, Black Mirror, I think, already ended. Like a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, so it's a combination of the fact that, yes, the demographics have changed, but at the same time, they have not adapted the business model to, like, help the workers pull out the demographic. You're expected to come out swinging. There's, like, a slow start is incredibly difficult to make nowadays. Shit, even video games are doing that nowadays. Every game has to start big and explosive and ease you in immediately on everything. It's bizarre how people have changed because of the advent of instant gratification and faster technology, but the business models are trying to behave the same as they were years ago, and it's not
catching up. And meanwhile, the studios and the executives who are running this crap, they're raking in their money. They're making their stupid bonuses for killing a bunch of TV shows, cutting back on a bunch of people, and they're making money hand over fist over it. But God forbid we have writers who put this stuff together, who bring these shows and stories to life with actually writing out the dialogue and plotting everything out. Heaven forbid.
Nah, just put it on the air and call it a day.
Okay. I want to bring something up. Actually, but I'm gonna put it in our private chat before I do anything else over here. But like that being said, it's insane that that the Hollywood system hasn't adapted to the times where, like, okay, it's obvious that we're not working nearly as many episodes, but you're still paying us as if we were.
Yeah,
and you're basically cutting our earnable wages in half, of maybe by 2/3, depending on like the kind of long running shows or long running streaming series that they work on. And they expect them to, and they expect us to just like sit there and take it with our thumbs up our boo boos. See, I freaking knocked over the microphone almost.
Yes.
Also, exactly, we might just decide that you don't get to work on anything else.
Right, yeah. Because the exclusivity crap.
Exclusivity.
That thing that has hurt the game industry so much. But no, we gotta keep doing it again. Over and over again. And, well, that actually does connect to the very last point that they are demanding. Assurance on the AI problem. The writers are increasingly concerned that producers will try to use artificial intelligence to write scripts or fill the blanks on unfinished screenplays. The fast advancing technology has potentially wide-range ramifications in Hollywood, and in some cases may be a useful tool, but they want companies to have safeguards on the usage. That reminds me of that time that somebody used an AI scripter to make an ING review, and it came out exactly like an ING review, which speaks either very highly of the AI or very lower of these game journalists.
Gamers.
Jose,
Angel, take a look in the Zoom chat. I need you guys' okay on this, or whether or not if I can bring it up.
No problem. Give me just a second here. I'm trying to find the Zoom chat, but it's not showing.
I desperately need to use the bathroom. Please excuse me. Go ahead without me for a minute.
All right.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, at this point, it's harmless.
Okay, so this is the thing that I wanted to bring up in terms of giving you folks an idea of the structure for a TV series, or for, in this case, like a series that would probably be on a streaming service. Now, many years ago, in a bygone era of 2009, 10-ish, 2011, would you say, before the Ravens flock was even a glint in Jose's bespectacled eyes here. We were trying to work on coming up with a live action nonsense. Okay. Of this live action series, like a web series.
Yes.
And I'm not going to mention anything of it by name. I'm not going to mention the story or anything like that, because what ended up happening is we actually came up with a plan of how we were going to structure everything out. The story was going to span 4 seasons. Each season was going to have 19 episodes per season. Don't know why. We just came up with 19. However, the story wouldn't end at the end of the last season. What we would have is we would, as our finale, as our grand finale, it would be a full feature-length, like, motion picture event film kind of thing. So it would be all 4 seasons and the movie to actually finish it all off. Right?
Right.
Now, if now we were working on this is back over 10 years ago. We were working with the trends of how folks were watching YouTube videos and TV shows and stuff of that sort of matter then and there. I guarantee you, if we were to actually try to produce that kind of show with that structure now, each one of the episodes would be compressed down from 19 to maybe 10, if we're lucky.
I'd say that's a fair estimate.
And however, each one of the episodes would be an hour long. Whereas in the original idea, we had maybe half hour or 25-minute long stories, right? Because we were operating off of the whole thing of YouTube just wants people to have like shorter stories, but we want it to be shorter for a full-length feature episode, and we went on the idea of making like a 23, 25 minutes or 30 minutes because that's how they do it on television, to give space for commercial breaks kind of thing. So we figured, like, okay, we'll structure it the way they would with a TV show. Make it like 25 or 30 minutes long, give space for commercials or whatever, and make it run for 19 episodes in each season. Have 4 seasons of it, and have the finale as we'll throw everything that we would have thrown into one season for the big finale, and it would be a big 2-hour long, spectacular motion picture event. Right?
Yes.
Now, someday, somehow, in my greasy little heart of hearts, if we were to ever come up with that story and actually flesh it out, because I did actually end up writing in full the entirety of the first season. I have 19 scripts with my name on them. And every single one of them is a full maybe 25, 35 pages for description, for scenery and all that stuff. But the runtime would be approximately maybe 25, 30 minutes. I bet your ass, if we were to try to shop that with the rest of the layout, like, hey, fund this, here are the scripts, for your eyes only. If you want the rest of the story, how we're going to play this out, which we have outlined in the back and we keep it lock and key, you're going to finance our entire series, start to end, including the finale feature-length film. I bet you we would be laughed out of every goddamn streaming service studio with our footprint on our asses. Because that's not the structure they're looking for anymore. That's not how they operate. And we would be paid peanuts in order to try to get this developed, rather than paying us in order to make it work, like, you know.
Yeah, no, because the standards and expectations have changed. Exactly.
And unfortunately, like, the way that those structures work out would have worked 10, 12 years ago for the way we laid out this series, but it probably wouldn't work now. We would have to take the entirety of those scripts, rewrite them from scratch, smush story elements together, expand a couple others, and come back to them later. Maybe they would pay us in advance if they're interested. Maybe they would say, like, hey, we want to see if we could take these 19 episodes and cram it to 10, expand each one of the episodes. Here's an advance, make it happen. Maybe. That'd be nice. And if I was a card-carrying member of the WGA, that would be an incredible tool to use. But I'm not.
Agreed. Yeah.
And you better believe that maybe, just maybe, under the current circumstances, I might actually stand a shot, y'all. Hey.
Are you eating onion rings?
No, I'm eating Cheetos. I'm saving my onion rings.
Ah, okay.
See? I have Funyuns. But I'm saving those for later.
I thought you were eating, ordered yourself, like, a small pack of onion rings from Burger King while you were out.
What? No. I got a bag of Cheetos.
All right. I mean, not to put your personal life on display, but, like, you do have a habit of, like, making your small little clandestine trips to Burger King every now and then.
Every now and then, not all the time. And I usually use it on my own dime, just like I did here.
I know, to get ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, I like me my soft serve ice cream cones. I can't help that. Planet Q's Queen is over here saying, she's saying, like, yeah, those aren't onion rings, Jose. And she's also said,
all right. So,
she also says, if the powers that be were smart, they would look on a fan fiction site and they could find original stories to make into shows and movies. Oh, God.
Nope. I can offer a counter argument to that.
What's your counter argument?
They're not going to borrow ideas from anybody else because it's not their original ideas. And if it's not their ideas, they're not going to use it. And if they try to borrow ideas from somebody else, I don't know. That's going to be a bunch of paperwork to get through. Like, you know what I mean, Juan.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And they wouldn't want to borrow anything. They'd just steal it.
Exactly.
Now, this is the thing that really messes me up because when it comes to this kind of situations, obviously the writer's strike. What's up?
No, sorry about that. To let go of my joys and sorrows for a while.
Ha. No, I get you, man. Well, at least you coming here with your conscience clean and clear and under control.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was saying, like, I was given an idea of, like, the structure of how we had that web series that we were going to do, which I still have under lock and key over here, how it was originally structured, how we had it set up as 4 seasons with 19 episodes each episode ranging anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes, and the finale would be, instead of it being a final season, would be instead of a 5th season, would be like a motion picture event to finish the story kind of thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So maybe now that I'm like, I was over here using that as an example of, hey, that kind of structure for TV shows or for web shows or streaming shows, it wouldn't really fly anymore. Not that much in terms of being bankable as an original series for like Netflix or Hulu or whatever. But maybe just maybe with this sort of situation with the Writers Guild, it might just be. It might just be an opportune time. I mentioned it to Jose. Hey, if I were to take the scripts that we already have written right now, because remember, I did write down those first 19 episodes.
I don't see why no.
Yeah,
but then I was gonna run the risk of the producer going, best I can do is 3 episodes and 350. And then I realized the editor was not in fact an editor. He was a giant prehistoric creature from the Paleozoic era. And I was like, God damn it, Loch Monster! I got no 350!
You ain't taking my intellectual property! Now what the hell's wrong with you, Loch Ness Monster? I am not taking these games with you anymore! Ooh, fucking hell, Angel.
But I digress. You could potentially put that there. I mean, hey, if you can sell the script, get yourself a mint, retain the rights...
Right.
Hey, by all means, if this somehow made your dream project come to reality this way, I wouldn't mind. But they better get some good actors for this show.
Oh, absolutely. It would be insane. Like, at this point, I would prefer it be an animated series, probably. But it would need to be... But I would have to insist that the animation would be done with real actors, so motion caption acting, and then assisted with, animators doing the bigger stuff. Kind of like what Rooster Teeth should have done with Ruby, except they don't, Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, the lost potential. Still no news of season 10, by the way. This might really be the end. Exactly.
Angel, season 9 just finished. Of course there's not going to be news about season 10 right away.
I'm just saying, the very writers themselves were putting posts demanding people went to see the show on Crunchyroll so they could give the producers... That's another problem with the writers issue. You need to see it on this platform. No other metrics matter. Not a single metric matters except the one from the... It's ridiculous. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Now, this is what's really neat about the situation. We did mention that some of the shows that were shut down as a result of the writer's strike. get a load of this. This was reported yesterday by the Hollywood Reporter. The executive producer of the Cassian Andor series, for Star Wars Andor, Tony Gilroy, he went ahead and shut down production over here. So go freaking figure. Score one. Hey, there's a good one over here. And again, those dorks over at Clownfish TV, they were saying like, oh, well, he's been pressured into doing it and whatever. Like, no, I don't care anymore because they had to throw in the Last Jedi dig somewhere. Okay, guys, you know what I mean? Like, I get it. They're your bread and butter. They're wearing out an old hat. Let's see here.
We need more bread. We gotta cook. Jesse, we gotta
cook.
How many seasons was Breaking Bad?
How many seasons? Oh my God. Let me see. Now that I'm let's see, American drama series of Breaking Bad. Research. 5 seasons. Holy cow.
You could not make that now. It's bizarre how you genuinely could not make some of these shows now.
Well, there's 7 episodes in the first season alone, so
there you have it. 7 you get 7 episodes to hook in the audience with the tragic tale of a villain. A man who goes down the wrong road and decides to start making crack cocaine.
No, he makes meth.
Super meth. Because it's the only way he can afford his cancer treatment, bitch.
And then he goes into remission, and he's realized, well, I can't stop now. My pride's on the line. I'm too big of a boss. And he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he keeps going and going and going like an idiot.
Jesse, you don't understand. My Saiyan's pride demands that I keep
No, his chemistry teacher's pride demands it. He was a chemistry teacher.
That's the ironic thing. It really is pride. He's incredibly overqualified for his job.
It's sad, isn't it?
He committed the mistake of living in New Mexico. What the hell was he thinking?
Sheesh, even we won't go to New Mexico unless we have flockers in New Mexico who would like to see the Ravens flock. Hey, ask for the Ravens flock to come to New Mexico if you're a flocker.
Yeah.
We might say no.
Pay me meth and I might consider it.
Yeah, but is there anything interesting in New Mexico?
I mean, all of Breaking Bad happened there. That was some interesting shit.
That was interesting.
Okay, but what else?
No, nothing else. I'm sorry. That's it. New Mexico has one thing, and it's crime rates.
Oof.
Let me see over here. Planet Q's Queen is saying in the chat, if let me see, those aren't. Oh, they can't come up with original ideas. Days of Our Lives and General Hospital writers are also on strike. Luckily, the soap opera is filmed 3 months in advance. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Like freaking soap operas, man. It's astounding that they're that they run for as long as they have. God Almighty. Let's see here.
Shit's broken, fam. It is broken, and the writers finally had enough. The model is collapsing, and it's not gonna work out very well. If I recall, some producers and directors are working on their own things and their own scripts. But it has resulted in some bizarre altercations, like the fact that Deadpool 3, the script is finished, but because of the strike, Ryan Reynolds cannot make any alterations to it because he's technically not a writer.
Oh, man.
We could be missing some prime humorous material right now from that movie. Think about that.
Well, they're still kind of paused the production on it for now, didn't they? Or is it still working ahead?
No, it's paused. The script is technically completed, but it's paused, and it's just not going anywhere right now.
So they're stuck playing in with the script in terms of having the script basically run on the guided rails of having the production run on the guided rails of the script. They have to film it exactly as written for the time being.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
so that means that, for better or worse, we might be getting the unaltered, the rough draft turned into a real deal.
Oof. That could be a problem.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Yeah, no, for example, the last writer's strike lasted from November 2007 into February 2008. 4 months. 4 months of this mess.
We lost a lot of stuff there.
We're looking at least that long of a standoff between the writers and the production companies over here. Oh God, I do actually want to share some of the light side of all of this madness, some of the memeable signs that the picketers have been sharing here.
Go for it. At this point, we need a laugh.
We need
a good laugh.
Here's one, for example, and this is all courtesy of NPR. So if you want to check out just a taste of some of these bad, ridiculously funny signs, go ahead and check out NPR, nonprofit radio. Let me see here. For example, one says, "Succession without writers is just The Apprentice," and in very small letters. And look how that worked out. Oh,
yeah, good stuff.
Damn.
Another dude, writer Casey Scott, held a sign in green lettering that says, "Wrote ChatGPT this."
It's a chat program. Christ, the AI is
Wrote
getting too smart.
ChatGPT this. Just unreal.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just
I
crickets.
mean, they got the right to complain about it. They're basically screwing them out of their jobs. The other one is basically going, I need to get paid. I'm not even getting paid enough to write this set. And the design and just ends there.
God, that one's horrible.
Good stuff.
Another one saying ChatGPT doesn't have childhood trauma. Be careful, they might consider that as a plus. They
do. They put it on their signs. They're basically saying, you can't fire me because you cannot put this level of childhood trauma in the writing. That one in particular got quite a bit of snark out of the internet.
Yeah, the folks are like,
some signs landed, some signs didn't.
Yeah, so that I'm like careful. Some folks might actually take that as a net positive. Another one saying, I liked your offer as much as you like an angry female lead. Ha.
Oof, nice.
Another saying, our therapist keeps saying we have to stand up for ourselves, so here we are, sorry.
That one just reminds me of that picture of like Bucky Barnes, and the caption says, I'd stab you, but my therapist said no.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Oh
Yeah.
God. There's another one here that says, this is from the famous film Network, which, by the way, was supposed to be a satire, not an instruction manual, saying, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore, was not written by a producer.
Well, now the producers are going to have to start swinging those pencils, or they're going to have to shut their traps and actually work with them. Because the last time they didn't listen, we had 4 months of kind of a lot of nothing happening on the entertainment district. Wonder how much money they lost on that.
Millions. Especially in the ad revenue for those late night shows. Millions. Literal millions. You have another one here.
All you gotta do is listen to the writers. It's not that difficult.
Another one outside of the Netflix headquarters in Hollywood saying, you're gonna be the villains in the limited series about this.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Respect. That's very good.
Mm-hmm. And there's another that actually went
factories. Come some slack.
There's actually another that went all full bore memes, which was shared on Twitter at Mason Lieberman's Twitter, saying, have I mentioned how my wife's WGA strike signs are objectively excellent? Because they are.
Nice.
One example, showing the memes of the dude sweating with 2 buttons. The buttons reading, pay writers a little more, and then the other one saying, rebrand HBO Max again. And the studios are the ones sweating.
I mean...
The second sign being studio execs when you demand fair compensation with the shocked Pikachu meme.
I mean, actually, you know what? Thinking back on it, this only means that once again, the Western industry is going to get mocked to death by the anime industry. Because the anime industry ain't doing none of this. Like, all this does is give them more ground. I know I bring this up very often, but remember that time that Demon Slayer outsold the entire comic book industry?
Holy crap, it was insane.
That was awesome.
And that time that the Demon Slayer movie like defeated a bunch of Marvel movies on sheer profit on the theaters.
Ow. In terms of net profit percentage, yeah.
It's gonna happen again. Literally, hey, listen, in the time it took you guys to make those fences, Japan drew 3 more animated series. We gotta do something quickly, or we're gonna get left behind. Real bad, bro.
Real bad. No, the third one that these got shared over here was, writer, I have a family to feed. Studios, who told you to have a family?
How dare
goodness.
you?
How dare you? I am shocked and appalled. How dare you demand a living wage? How dare you demand a
How dare you procreate?
Yeah, exactly. How dare you breed?
You
God,
some bitches
God,
getting your dicks wet.
This one's brilliant. This one's hilarious. One sign, you came up with Quibi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else has to be said.
No notes.
What else can possibly be said?
Well, there's another one over here. Jenny Yang, who's a writer, saying, give up just one yacht.
Listen, I'm going to melt all my yachts together into an ultra yacht. So when me and the other rich producers go into the Yacht Wars show, which is being written by you guys, by the way.
Attack on yachts.
Attack on yachts.
Another one saying, let's replace studio execs with AI. Huh. I mean, they did that for the final episode of She-Hulk, didn't they?
Yeah. Some things got a little too meta in there.
Just a little. But then again, if you think about it, it wasn't too far from the damn mark.
Alas, the parody and the line between parody and reality is blurring a little too much. At one point, there won't be a way back. We are losing it. This is not the way.
However, my all-time favorite sign out of all these so far, and I have to find it here. Here it is. Okay. Okay, where is it? Now I gotta freaking scroll. I can't believe I have to scroll here. Come on, cut it out. You came up with Quibi. Yep. AI doesn't have my kishkas from a Jewish writer over here. Without writers, Jenna Ortega will have nothing to punch up.
Oof.
Yeah, no, as in, like, without us, you wouldn't have a badass actor or badass actress like Jenna Ortega to be able to, like, knock it out of the freaking park.
By the way, do you hear that she's gonna replay, that she's gonna be like the girl in the upcoming Beetlejuice reboot?
Yeah, no, not a reboot, a sequel. It's an actual sequel.
Looks like
she's the daughter
she showed
of
up
Lydia.
and decided, I am going to corner the goth girl market.
Hey, you know what?
She's bringing forth another awakening.
Hey, you know what? Latinas need to step up. I need to see more Latina goth girls. I got no issues there.
White race, nationality, Mexican.
Hey, Joe, like I know you're down with that, Jose. Help me out here.
Yeah, of course I'm down with that, Angel. Do you object?
Not at all. I just find it hilarious that, listen, we need the gothest, palest girl that we can possibly... We found this Latino woman.
This
all I can think about is that amazing poster that just says, I'm going to save the white race. And he's the most Mexican man you can possibly imagine.
What?
Yeah. It's a running gag that nobody is more, like, racist than Latinos.
Oh, God, you're not wrong. Well, I mean,
the most powerful white supremacists in the world are not white.
Yeah, apparently... Oh, dude, ouch. That's a little too close to home considering what happened in Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That douchebag.
Yeah,
I can't believe
fuck
he's
him.
still
He
alive.
deserves to be strung up by his nards. Okay, I found it.
Yes.
My all-time favorite sign so far for the strike. Writers Guild on strike. Pay us, or I will climb the Warner Brothers Tower and release the Animaniacs, I swear to God.
No, please!
Wacko!
Whimsy's unstable.
Wacko and Dot. But you may call her Princess Angelina Francesca Banana Fana Fofesca the Third. I guarantee you, they will wreak havoc on the Warner Brothers lot right now. I don't give a damn if they're on Hulu or if they're actually at Warner or HBO Max or whatever. They'll do it, and they don't give a damn.
I mean, hey, why not?
Why the hell not?
At this point, why the hell? Oh, man, good news. Apparently, speaking of things that are being written and done by themselves, Gendy Tarakovsky's new series, Unicorn Warriors Eternal, it's coming out fairly successful. Overall word of mouth seems to be, it's damn good. And having watched the first 2 episodes, it's damn good.
Well, Genndy Tartakovsky so far has done no wrong. I see no issue with that. I'm not surprised. But unfortunately, this strike, I don't know who else is writing with him or working with him. But if he's also...
No, this is all him.
What's up?
He's been cooking this show for 20 years.
What? Yo, okay, in that case, shit, man. Yeah, no, let him cook.
Please let him cook.
Oh, God.
Let this man cook.
The next sign that I found here, we know how much you love reboots, so we're rebooting the 2007 writer's strike. Ha!
Hopefully we can get some more money out of it.
Another person underneath saying, enjoy your reality TV, though. Yeah, exactly.
Every now and then, I am reminded that reality TV exists, and the world becomes a colder place for it.
Well, there's another, evil corporations are a movie trope for a reason. Didn't Weird Al Yankovic fight back against a giant evil television network corporation?
Yeah, it's called UHF.
That's pretty good.
Yes, and he was successful. We need Weird Al Yankovic to step up on this. Michael Richards, he can sit back. It's okay. We don't need him this time. It's all right. But Weird Al, damn it!
But that's a sidekick, isn't it?
No, we don't need Michael Richards this time. It's okay. You don't want...
We should go watch that.
Yeah,
okay, Jose,
don't redact history.
No, Jose, you want late 80s or mid 90s Michael Richards, not 2023 Michael Richards. He's kind of on the little bit of the side of Sears. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's kind of gotten a little bit anti.
Alas, age makes a fool of us all. Except Weird Al Yankovic, because he's just immortal. Apparently what's it called? The biopic Babe with Daniel Radcliffe was pretty damn good for what I'm told.
Oh yeah, the Weird Al Yankovic movie. It was wonderful.
Let me check something here. Give me a moment.
Let me take a look over here. Monkey Gemini is in the chat. Hey, up there, Monkey Gemini. Welcome to the Black Files. We appreciate you here. Saying, I thought they didn't have any writers. Nothing good has been coming out in over 20 years. Wow.
Damn. Oof. I wouldn't say that nothing good has come out. But yeah, no, TV has been on the very lackluster slump because it feels like they're not even trying now. And why would they? Look at what the model is doing. You could spend a whole year working on a show only for the show to get canceled and completely screw you over. Like, it's kind of hard to put an effort when there is no reason to put an effort. It's depressing on all sides. Mind you, I'm not taking all responsibility away from them. Their lack of work ethic may have screwed them over real hard. But once again, why would you want to work hard when they don't pay you your money's worth?
Your worth, exactly. Like, okay, you're going to pay me minimum wage. I'm going to give you minimum effort. Okay, sure. People like to call that quiet quitting or whatever the hell. No, I'm just doing you could also call that malicious compliance. I'm doing exactly the work you are paying me to do, nothing more and nothing less. I'm only doing the work you asked me to do. I'm not cutting back, and I'm not giving you my extra effort because you're not paying me for my extra effort. It's not that hard. It's not the end of the world. What's his face?
But you can see it from here.
We could see it from here from a mile away. Vicente
What
Guerrero
I
was
can
saying,
see, however, is the fact that I must go. It's past 11:30, and work waits for no man. I gotta take out the trash too. So my apologies, but this is as far as I go here today.
Okay, Angel, real quick, last words, and let us know what we've got this Saturday on Los Amigos Play. Quick.
I wish nothing but the best of luck to the writers that are properly campaigning to get themselves a good living. Regardless whether I agree with your results of your work or not, I do believe everybody has the right to fight for a better employment and better conditions. So I may not agree with their writing decisions, but I do agree that they do need better working conditions. And next Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will continue to play Star Wars games. We are currently playing the well-known GameCube title, Bounty Hunter. That's right, baby. Long before The Mandalorian, the legendary Jango Fett prowled the stars. Blaster in hand, rope in the other, money on the mind, and man on the money. So I hope you will join us for that before the episodes of the Ravens Flock.
We appreciate you there, Angel. Thank you so much for stepping up. I hope you have yourself a good night. Be safe, okay? See you Saturday, man.
Likewise, my dudes. Take good care. I'll see you later.
Have a good night, Angel.
Likewise.
All right. Okay, Jose. So there goes Angel. Thank you so much for joining us there. Let me take a look here. I was taking a look at the chat over on our on YouTube here. Vicente Guerrero was saying 3 things. He said actually 4 things. He said, "Well, New Mexico is a lot of desert, so I don't know. I wouldn't really consider that a sales pitch or a sales point there, buddy." He also said, "I would say this writer's strike will make Velma worse, but how could that show get any worse? Considering that Mindy Kaling is showing her support for the writer's strike, I really don't care because she kind of sucks anyway." Let me see. Vicente is also saying, "I am all in for more Mexican goth girls." Jose, do you concur?
Yes, 100%.
Yay, Latina goth girls up in this. Yes, we love our Latina goth girls here in the Ravens flock. We love any goth girls and goth boys and goth indies.
And what was the 4th thing that Vincent said?
He went, reality TV. No, fuck no. That's exactly how he has it written now.
I think the appeal for reality TV died in the 2010s?
Oh no, people are still keeping up with the Kardashians, who are literally just rich and famous for being rich and famous.
Yeah, but it's not as engaging as it used to be. But then again, that depends on the person's tastes.
I'm sorry, but reality TV should have died in the aughts. But what do I know? I was consuming the real world back then.
It was all right.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, was like the very first original reality TV show, if you think about it.
Yeah, a couple of randos living together in a house.
Right.
And that's pretty much the story. Just a couple of randos living together in a house.
Yep. Random
adventure. Ho! Yeah. Okay.
Random college age folks living together, getting it on with each other or not, and having drama and conflict and stuff.
Because the TV producers desperately really need that drama.
They do, and it's messed up. Oh, God.
Oh, my God. No. Reality TV is just bad.
Disappointing.
It's disappointing. There's plenty of examples of really, really bad reality TV. And I'm not just talking about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like, ugh. Like, Juan, you and I, we have seen enough review videos of the show that we used to watch.
Well, there's Pawn Stars. There's, let's see here. Let's see. No,
Hogan Knows Best.
Uh-huh. Hogan Knows Best. Oh, Lord. No. No.
Go on.
Oh, God. So, yeah, no, it's clear that these writers are, what their demands are, they're not untenable. It's just that people are giving them a hard time. It's like, oh, you shouldn't have to pick it. You shouldn't have to disrupt other people's livelihoods. Like, yeah, well, maybe, just maybe, writers should be paid accordingly. What the hell? What I wanted to mention about the producer of Andor, Tony Gilroy has told the Hollywood Reporter that he's no longer performing any non-writing duties for Andor. Let's see here. Here's the actual article. Let's see. The Disney Plus Star Wars show he created and runs. In a statement, Gilroy responded to criticism he received from fellow Writers Guild members for performing such services during the WGA strike against the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which represents studios and streamers. The critique of Andor, creator and executive producer, came after it was reported on Friday that Gilroy, whose scripts for Season 2 of the Star Wars series were completed, was still contributing producing services, including casting and music-related duties. Gilroy says he was not present on the show's set and hasn't been since the strike began on May 2nd. His actual quote: "I discontinued all writing and writing-related work on Andor prior to midnight May 1st. After being briefed on the Saturday showrunner meeting, I informed Chris Keyser that at the WGA on Sunday morning that I would also be ceasing all non-writing producing functions." Gilroy said in a statement to The Hollywood Reporter when reached by telephone late Tuesday. Keyser, the co-chair of the WGA's negotiating committee, confirmed his conversation with Gilroy. Lucasfilm, which produces Andor, has declined to comment. So, Yeah, no, it's insane here. Like, so yeah, score one. There's one big producer here for a hotly anticipated show. Like I said, we love Star Wars. We love our Trek. We're literally doing Star Wars Celebration when we go to Japan in 2025. By the way, folks, we're counting on you to help us out there. And how can you help? By subscribing, by sharing spreading the word, by contributing to the Ravens flock. We're gonna set up a war chest in the near future, and we're gonna fill you guys in every now and then on the progress of filling that war chest for the Japan trip. So we'll keep you posted on that. But yeah,
man.
Go freaking figure. Like, this is how you set up for a proper show of solidarity, right?
Correct. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
So at this point here, I wanted to know exactly what else you have in mind for all this madness happening with these shows that have been shut down, as well as the strike itself. Well,
their demands are pretty much set in stone. Like they said, they just want it to be like they said. The general consensus is they want it to be they want to be treated fairly. They want to be compensated fairly. They want to be paid, by their work. I mean, they don't want to. They're not going to accept bare minimum. This isn't a fucking 9-to-5 job at 7-Eleven.
Exactly, where you can kind of get away with paying people peanuts. Which, by the way, no, you shouldn't pay people peanuts. It's still wrong. It's still horseshit. What is wrong with you people? Why would you do that to other human beings? But more importantly, the fact that they've already talked about having AIs to work on their screenwriting productions, it's disgusting, because that's something that's already being talked about with this Writers Guild situation. They're like, oh, hey, can we could just have ChatGPT write this out for us. Like, listen, I used ChatGPT a couple of times to fool around with, like, okay, let's go ahead and see if it can write an episode of the Ravens flock. And I showed it to you, Jose, and I showed it to Angel. What did you guys say when I showed you the Ravens flock written ChatGPT script?
I thought that was batshit insane.
Right?
I mean, it's completely like a far reach from what we normally do, but yeah.
But at the same time, like, when I actually punched it in, it showed it, and it was actually kind of scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, very scary. Ugh. Oh man, computers are getting smart, man. See, do you guys want Skynet? Because this is how we get Skynet.
Hey, can I show the folks what ChatGPT actually came up with? Because I still have it saved. Would you like me to show them?
Nah, it's all good.
Are you sure? It's funny as hell.
No, this will be our internal secret, all right?
Oh no, it's really, really funny. Please, I promise, it's not anything bad.
I think we should save it exclusively for members only.
Oh, I see what you mean here, Jose. Would you mind if I actually do, like, put something together after we go off the air to show folks? You don't have to be on, and you don't have to actually be here. It's just a matter of actually keeping it up with the putting it up for the members only. I'm not going to stream it. I'm just going to record it and put it up for members only. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That being said, it is almost midnight, and I do need to go to bed myself.
Man, you guys are no fun. I'm over here. I'm like the only adult who stays up late like a gangster. And you and Angel, you're like, no, I gotta sleep in the morning. Wee.
Well, I gotta go to the office. I gotta go into the office tomorrow morning. I gotta be around people.
All right, people. That thing that we don't do. Except when we're at conventions or when we're actually talking to each other over here.
Yeah, this is different, Juan. I'm contractually obligated to be around people.
Okay. Well, in that case, Jose, do us a favor here. Give us your final thoughts on this situation that we've got with the maddening writer strike, and let us know what we have to look forward to on tomorrow night's episode of Wrestle Rewind.
Absolutely. So my final thoughts are simple. Okay. I agree with Angel. You know, we may not agree with the results of their work, but we will fight. But I will always stand up for their right to take a stance. Okay, and they have a right to voice their grievances, to voice their concerns, to voice what they want if they feel like they're being mistreated, and it should not be dismissed at hand. Now, that being said, what to expect for tomorrow night for Wrestle Rewind, which is every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Twitch. Along with we're returning to our original format, where we will review this week's WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and Impact Wrestling. But along with that, we'll also discuss the main event of this year's WWE Backlash, which happened last weekend in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Oh my God, the crowd for the Backlash show. Jose and I caught glimpses of it, and we saw parts of it while it was still running live. Oh my God, it was insane. It was so badass. Insane. That's how you pack a crowd.
If I may interrupt, the only other crowd that can match that is the crowd from Chicago, Illinois, and B, the crowd for WWE's Clash of the Castle in September.
Which was in England, right?
Nope, it was in Cardiff, Wales.
Oh, in Wales. Right. Part of the UK, but yeah, in Wales. Cardiff, Wales, right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be fun. The main event of this year's Backlash was Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, going one-on-one against Brock Lesnar.
So
for the first time ever.
Cody Rhodes and Bork Laser. And while it was a bit of a short match, it wasn't unmemorable.
We save it for tomorrow.
Right. Sorry about that. Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, folks. Well, Juancho, thank you very much for having me on. I do appreciate this.
Thank you. And folks, thanks, Angel, for both of you guys showing up.
Of course, absolutely. All right, folks. Thank you very much. It was awesome. It was awesome being here, and you guys have a great night. Remember that remember to be mindful of where you get your news from, and that we're all human beings at the end of the day.
Thank you very much, Jose. Those are the wisest words to live by. Thank you, and you have yourself a good night, Joe.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right, and that was Jose Casabona, the head of the Ravens flock himself. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up on my end over here too. Let me take a look at the chat. I want to see what everyone's been saying over here. Planet Q's Queen talking. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Lisa Boo saying good night. Thank you so much for joining us, Lisa Boo. I hope you take care. Be safe. Let me see. Planet Q's Queen. We know that the Miz, who was on reality TV, he was on the Real World. Returned to New York. Where he was just Mike the Miz. Let me take a look here. Is somewhat talented in wrestling. Somewhat, I'd say he's okay. He's good. He's a very good wrestler. I just hate the character. He's such an asshat. But that just means he's doing a good job. Let me take a look over here. Vicente Guerrero saying, it'd be funny in a twisted way if the Ravens flock binge watch all episodes of the Kardashians. There hasn't been enough money printed in the world to make that happen. We may be strapped for cash for our Japan trip, and we may be obnoxious, self-promoting man whores when it comes to trying to monetize the Ravens flock in order to not be wage slaves anymore on our day jobs. But you cannot pay us enough to go through and binge watch the Kardashians, of all things. No way. I would rather get myself chemically castrated before watching the Kardashians. Fun fact: cordite, which is a fancy way of calling it gunpowder, is considered a chemical. Yeah, I would rather be chemically castrated. Anyway, let me see here. Vicente Guerrero saying, "Oh yeah, Real World with Puke and Pedro arguing was fun in 1992. Real World San Francisco is actually 1993. Yeah, point still stands on that being one of the better seasons. Puke was like the asshole Miz before there was a Miz. You're right. Oh God, I am so old. Eesh. Oh my lord. Let me take a look over here." And Planet Q's Queen saying, yeah, the point still stands. Maybe I might get an Irish red-headed princess in live action. Oh, right. I saw what you were saying. The whole ginger the erasure thing over here. Let me take a look. Because I saw that earlier. I forgot to mention it. I'm sorry, Planet Q. Let me take a look here. Yeah, hashtag more ginger representation in Hollywood. Right? Karen Gillan, who has been on 2 famous franchises, Doctor Who and, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and in Doctor Who, she got to show herself in her full-on ginger redheadedness. So hot damn. In Guardians of the Galaxy, she had to, lose her hair. She literally buzzed off all her hair. I remember that for the first Guardians of the Galaxy, and they just got her set up with an excellent wig afterwards, like an excellent wig cap. So good on them, but still, yeah, that'd be nice. God, who else? Who's another really good ginger? A really good redheaded chick. I don't know. I can't think right now. It's very close to midnight. Yeah, hashtag Tony Khan's a coked-out-dweeb. Yes, he is. We saw his hostage video that he put up tonight on Dynamite. My invitation still stands for y'all to come out to Sacramento to visit. Why do you think I'm so mad for Disney for doing what they did to Ariel? Okay. Well, as far as Ariel's concerned, I have absolutely no issues with Halle Bailey playing Ariel in this live action of The Little Mermaid. I just wish that the colors weren't so muted. Like she's got like reddish hair, but it's more like brown red than like super sharp reddy red fantasy red. It really ought to have been super fantasy red, but like that's just me. Everything else, no notes. I don't have an issue. It ain't for me. And if it is, I'm not even going to bother. I thought Scarlett Johansson was a blonde. I thought that she was always a blonde. Because you're saying Scarlett Johansson's a real redhead. Is she? I could have sworn that she was a blonde this whole time. Anyhow, let me see what. Like as far as going to Sacramento, I wish we can. I'm over here thinking like what we should do for other stuff in the future. Going to LA would be, I guess it would be a scale back from going to Japan, but going to visit California, like staying in Sacramento or visiting or whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. But in any case, I seriously think that there's going to be a way to get that, make something of that in the future. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Buddha saying, no world championship for Cody Rhodes. There's always a way, some way, somehow. But that's not important over here. We'll talk about that tomorrow night, Bunda, and then we can poke fun at each other. You can poke fun at me, I can poke fun at you. Whatever. We'll just have ourselves a laugh then. She's ready to look her up for her first movie, Home Alone 3. Huh? She wasn't in Home Alone 3. Was she? Was she? Was she? Hold on. Bullshit. No. Okay, because I've always seen her in Blonde. Always Blonde. Except when she was in Black. When she was in Black Widow. Oh, hey, well, hot damn! There she is in Home Alone 3. Yeah, she was Molly Pruitt. Okay, what's that? Like, what she was? Yeah, she was like the kid, teenager or whatever. Okay, but like that's less blonde, more dirty blonde. Less redhead, more dirty blonde kind of look, I think. Yeah, that's much more debatable because it's not nearly as red, like super ginger redhead. It's much more dirty blonde, so it's like on the border there, where she could go either way. It looks blonde in some lighting. It looks red in other lighting. It's very... So yeah, no, I see what you mean in terms of like whether or not if she's a redhead. Well, they got her to be a redhead over here. Hot damn. Let me take a look here. So yeah, I want to see what else is happening here as far as this strike is concerned, because this is an evolving situation. This is a problem that is not going away anytime soon. It's not going to be resolved overnight. These are long-standing issues that have to be taken care of with tact, with care, with thoughtfulness of the writers being represented, and the Writers Guild, if I'm not mistaken, the negotiating committee that gets put together here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Oh, Adam Conover is part of the negotiating committee. Holy crap. Adam ruins everything. Him. Holy crap. Let's see. 10. Let's see. 24 WGA members for the negotiating committee. Holy shit. And the chief negotiator being this person, David Young. Whoever they are. Sorry, I probably mentioned them earlier, but shit. It's still like, I hope that they get I hope that they get the coverage that they need. I hope that they are able to continue being able to work. But it's still, it's going to be tough. And in the meantime, we're not going to have a lot of TV shows. A lot of movies are being paused. A lot of the programming that we enjoy, a lot of the scripted programming that we enjoy, will be on hold, on hiatus, will be frozen. Holy cow. I'm even taking a look here. The WGA estimates that its proposals would yield to writers about $429 million a year, whereas the Producers Foundation, where their offer would yield about $86 million a year. Yeah, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Yeah, they're going to need to come. They've got a long way to go in terms of bridging that gap. So here's to you. We are the Ravens Flock, and we support the writers' strike. Unfortunately, we're not writers nor producers for either union. That, and we kind of live and die by these weekly live streams and the replayability of them all. So that's kind of the box that we're stuck in. But hopefully, you fine folks will stick with us as we try to keep updates on this situation as it continues developing. And we appreciate every single one of you fine folks joining us here tonight on this edition of the uncensored, uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, The Blackfiles, hosted by yours truly, Mr. Juan Arouse, as I lead you into the darker recesses in the world of nerd and geek culture. Be sure to request access live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Twitch. Hit the subscribe or the follow button. Ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button. And until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, Twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock Online, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/The Ravens Flock, humble home of the Blackfiles, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and The Ravens Flock. For Jose Casabona and Angel Mendez, I am Juan Arouse. This has been the Blackfiles, and we are out.